Welcome to Vintage Gaming Memories. Shall we play a game?
Blockbuster Video! Wow, what a difference!
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So without further delay, let's jump into this one. Now I was thinking the other day of when I was a teenager and how I spent time with my girlfriend or my friends after school, mostly during the evening hours. Now I remember with my girlfriend, if we wanted to hang out at either her house or mine, we'd first get in the car and head out to our local Blockbuster video store to rent the latest movie release. Now with my guy friends, I remember going there as well,
I win! Blockbuster!
but instead of movies, we'd rent games to play at home. Now that got me thinking, it would be cool to have some piece of history from those Blockbuster days, because I know Blockbuster existed all the way through 2014, and now it's just a memory of the past. But I wanted to own some history closer to the time I was a teenager, so something probably around the late 80s or early 90s is what I was looking for. And I thought, hey, maybe these two items would suffice. Well, here they are. Check these out. They're pretty cool. Now, these are Blockbuster VHS clamshell cases, and this one in particular is for the 1988 documentary film, Imagine, John Lennon. And inside is the actual movie, too. Pretty cool. And this one is also an original Blockbuster case, but inside this one is the classic 1980 movie, Blues Brothers. Pretty neat. Now, I really like this Blues Brothers one because, I think we could see it here, the store that it came out of was in Antioch, Illinois. And that is really a close suburb to where I grew up. Close enough that I remember my high school was in the same conference with Antioch. So that brought some good sports memories for me. Well, take that back. It wasn't really good sports memories. I think we always lost. Now, for those too young to know what a VHS tape is, well, first, let me tell you what VHS stands for. That's for Video Home System, and the tape is the type of media being used to store the video on so that it can be watched on a VCR. And oh, for those who are unaware what a VCR is, well, that stands for Video Cassette Recorder. And here's an example of one. This is an old Toshiba that I have. And all you do is you put the tape or cassette in here, and then you play it like a DVD. And those who don't know what a DVD is, well, I'm stopping there. Anyways, getting back to these Blockbuster video cases, after I went ahead and purchased both of these from two different sellers on eBay, I went through some of my old business cards and other cards that I had in my office, and I found this. So this is actually my Blockbuster membership card. These cards were issued after 1998 because there is a URL for the website. Now, the card I had prior to that would have been without that www, and it probably would look the same. So what they actually did was print out the membership card and then just laminated it for durability, because on the back side, you can see, gives you information. And this was actually issued on January 13th, 2001, and that's the store location off of Randall Road, the phone number to the store, and of course, then my information for the card itself, my name and my membership number. Pretty cool little memory to add with these two original Blockbuster clamshell cases with the actual video in there. So what I think I'm going to do next, even though it's a video cassette and it's also a case, I'm going to clean these up because they look like they could be cleaned. And kind of. So we'll kind of clean these off, make them shine a little bit, and then we'll check them out to make sure that these work. I'm sure they will, but we'll play a little bit and see how it goes. Give me a second and I will be right back, and we'll take a look and see how I do with the cleaning. All right, I am not done yet, but I wanted to give you all a little bit of a glimpse of how this turned out halfway through its progress. And halfway meaning that I did this one and this one has yet to be cleaned. This has been cleaned with some Lysol disinfecting wipes, as well as my favorite product for plastic cleaning, for polishing as well, and that's the Novus One. It is night and day. So I wish I did a before and after still photo of this, but I forgot to do that. I just thought of it after I was done. So I'll definitely do it with this one to show you what it looks like. Well, first of all, I did take this out. This was inside the sleeve there. I took everything out. I cleaned the inside of the sleeve and the outside and the inside of the case and the actual tape itself. So let me just give you a quick glimpse of this. This looks just amazing. I can verify this is original, and I'll show you why after I clean this one, give you more details. But just to look at the cleaning job of this, here's where it's really the magic inside. Look at that shine. That just looks awesome. As for the tape, I also cleaned it. As far as the stickers go, I did not wipe and clean them down with any disinfecting wipes or polish. I did clean it down with a damp cloth just to get any dirt or excess smudge off the top of it, and there was a little bit, but it looks great. So now I'm going to do the same with this one, and you'll see the difference right away if you open this case up and you see how that looks compared to this one. I could say there is a night and day difference. So I'll get to work on this, get it done, and then I'll talk a little bit about these inserts that are inside of these cases, because it's pretty interesting what I found. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I thought it was pretty cool. So I'll be right back in 1 second. All right, I am done cleaning both of these. This was the one that was remaining to be clean at the last video cut, and now it is clean and polished. So let me give you a look at this one, how it turned out, and we can see if there was any difference. Well, just like the other one, I did take the little insert of this Blockbuster Favorites. You'll love it, guaranteed. Free Blockbuster Favorites movie rental. This came out in 1997, it looks like. And I just removed it from both of these. I'll put it on the inside of it. I just didn't want to cover up the actual Blockbuster Video logo and some of the information that was on there. So here's how it turned out on the inside as far as the plastic goes. Pretty nice. Night and day. It is glossy. Also, the sides look great. The plastic on the outside, the sleeve where you have the inserts, that turned out awesome. As well as the tape itself, I did clean it just like I did with the other one. Now, one thing with this one I noticed was that it has a little bit of a crack on the one side here where you can kind of tell where the tape has been rewound or not. I think it's in increments of, yeah, there's 4 of them, so I guess it's quarters. But this looks like it's fully rewound, which is good. This one I don't think was, but we'll find out later when we put this in the VCR. Anyways, this is a little bit of a crack. And other than that, this tape looks great. So let me show you another thing I noticed between these two. You can buy remakes or reprints of these inserts. You know, kind of gives the whole Blockbuster theme. It has the name of the store, has the barcode, as well as the name of the movie. And you can have reprints. You can buy them online. Now, I wanted to make sure these were not reprints because it's a lot more authentic and there's more value to it, obviously, if it's the original. The cassettes as well, that's another thing. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So let me show you what I found out when I cleaned both of these, because I had to take out the inserts as I was cleaning them out. First, we'll look at the one for John Lennon, Imagine, from 1988. And check this out. So you kind of just bend it a little bit, get your hand in there, and you pull it out. It's kind of thick, cardboard thickness, so the weight of this paper is pretty good. But check this out. There's 2 of them. Yep, there's 2 of them, and they're not identical. There's a different date on there, but they're exactly the same movie, same store. And I'll just put them here side by side. You can see this one here was printed for December 15th, 1992, and this was May 1st, 1992. So I guess they just kind of stack up and put the older one on the inside and then put the latest one on the outside. But definitely these are the original. You can even see the discoloring on the edges for all those years on both of them. Other than that, everything else is identical to both of these printouts. So that is pretty cool to see. Also, you can see the year on this is 1988 for the Blockbuster logo. Now, this one, same thing. I had to open it up, pull it out so I can clean on the inside. But this is like really thin. I'd say it's not really printer quality, you know, like the ones you'd have in your printer. I'm not, well, maybe it's close. It's a little bit thicker than that. I'm not sure what the weight is on it, but it's definitely not like this one. This is almost like cardboard. So it makes me wonder if this is a reprint that someone just bought and made it look like it's the authentic one. Here's how this one looks. It looks too good too, right? It looks perfect. It makes you even wonder more that this is no way 40 plus years old. Well, actually it would be, what was this, 1996. So we're looking at 30 years old. If anyone knows how to really tell besides the paper quality, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm going to probably put a question mark as to whether this is the original insert for this Blues Brothers cassette from Blockbuster. And that was 1995, September 23rd, 1995 at the Antioch store. Regardless, if it's not, I'm still happy that I have this one, which I am almost 100% sure it is the original. Cassettes, though, let's look at that. These cassettes have a little bit of a difference on both of them. This is the John Lennon one. It has the "To play is human, to rewind is divine," and the label of "breaking it and you pay for it" is still intact. Major Video has a label on there as well. If that thing is broken, then you're going to also own it. So this, I believe, is the original. I have no concern about this one. Now, the Blues Brothers one, which I had some concern about the insert, I have no concern about this cassette either because it came from MCA Home Video. And on the cassette itself, you'll notice in the back on the plastic, it says MCA. This is the actual cassette that came from MCA Home Video. I'm sure this is the actual one that the movie was put on to be rented at Blockbuster. The labels are also on there, not broken. Yeah, I think this is all good. I think what happened perhaps in the worst case scenario is that this was probably missing completely and someone just replicated the clamshell case and they just had the actual tape and then they put it in there. Or maybe this is all the original. Who knows? Now, next thing I have to do is to make sure that these will play, and it's actually what's really on the label here. This is going to be John Lennon Imagine, and this will be the Blues Brothers. Otherwise, I really got something else in my hands here, but I'm sure they're going to be those movies. So I'll hook up my VCR with the television, and we'll play a couple seconds of a clip here and there to see how this looks. And then we'll put this all back together and put it on the shelf. So I'll be right back in 2 seconds, and we'll check this out. All right, all set, ready to go. I have the VCR turned on and connected to the 1702 Commodore monitor instead of an actual television. This will work just as fine, actually probably even better. And power's on. So let's go ahead and try out the first video. We'll do the John Lennon one. Since this was not rewound to the beginning, we could see someone stopped it and ejected it somewhere, I guess maybe a little bit past the halfway point. So let's power on the VCR. I think that's actually off. Yep, there we go. And we'll put this in and see what happens. Cool. So this is doing an auto tracking adjustment on the VCR just to get it to the right speed. It looks good. Sounds good. Let's go fast forward through this. Always gotta love VCR quality, right? Really brings back the 80s. All right, well, I think this is a good to go. Let's rewind at the beginning. I'm just going to stop this, rewind it, so that way it's ready to play in the beginning if I were ever to choose to watch this from the start. All right, that took only about 20 seconds to rewind. It wasn't too bad. Let me eject that just to make sure the tape looks good. And that's how it should look. You can see it's the beginning. And I'd say this is good to go. So now let's try the next one, which is the Blues Brothers. All right, this is in the beginning. All right, here we go. Let's see how this one turns out. And in the beginning, just like the last one, the auto tracking feature in the VCR is doing its adjustments, which is normal. Okay, we get the warning about not copying this video and distributing it. We know that. Let's fast forward this through and see if we can get to the title. I can't remember how this starts off. I think it was he gets out of the Joliet prison and Jake and Elle would meet up, but that's about it. I can't remember exactly the beginning, but I think that's how it starts. I remember this movie, but I just don't remember the beginning. Okay, it must be Joliet Correctional Center. And there is John Belushi. Let's keep going to the title screen. Awesome movie. This makes me want to watch this movie again. So let's stop this before we have some copyright flags on this video. I'm going to rewind this all the way to the beginning, and then we'll put it back in its case. It appears that both of these videos are what they're labeled as, and they both seem to be in great working and quality condition. But I'm only basing that on a few minutes I just went through with you all, so who knows? But what I do know is that it might not be a bad idea to once in a while throw in that VHS tape into the VCR and watch a movie like it was in the 1980s. Let me know what you all think. Do any of you have a Blockbuster video from the past? Whether you bought one like I did here, or maybe you just never returned your rental. And I promise I won't tell. Well, that will do it for this video. Not the video from Blockbuster, but the video on the channel. This is the video on the John Lennon Imagine documentary and the Blues Brothers from Blockbuster Video in its original VHS clamshell cases back from the 1990s, early 1990s. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, remember, keep your gaming passion from the past alive by living it today. Take care, everyone.